everybody, it's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another one of my Gay Gamer video podcasts. This week I went to the movies and I saw Bring Her Back, which is the new horror movie from the directors of Talk to Me. This was less scary than that. This was more like realistic, I guess. It just felt more, it was upsetting, but it wasn't like scary to me at all. I mean, there were parts of it that were very upsetting to watch, but it wasn't like scary. I wasn't like, oh no, I'm scared. Basically, these two kids, a teenage boy and a preteen girl who is blind, their father dies, and they are sent to live with a foster mother who has experience with blind children because her daughter was blind, although her daughter is dead now. And she's also taking care of another foster child who's this creepy little boy with a shaved head who doesn't speak and acts very weirdly. And this woman's motives are soon revealed, and chaos ensues. I will say that Sally Hawkins does a good job as this foster mother because she is an absolutely horrible person, and you spend the entire movie hating her. But because Sally Hawkins is a good actress, she manages to not make her sympathetic, because that's not going to happen because she's just that awful. But she does give her some layers, so you understand why she's doing what she's doing and why she's gone around the bend. But what she's doing is so horrible that, you know, you're not going to feel any sympathy for her at all. And it's another one of those, like, A24 slow burn horror movies where, like, the first half of it is just, like, trauma drama, and it's upsetting, and it's just like, ugh. And every so often they'll remind you, they're like, oh, remember this is a horror movie, here's a little something. But it's not until like after the halfway point where things start to escalate, and then like the last half hour, like the tension is just building, and crazy shit goes down. And I was just a little disappointed that it didn't quite stick the landing. Like, it's like it was blowing up a balloon, but instead of popping the balloon, it just sort of let all the air out at the end. And so it was like, okay. Like, I see what you were going for, but it's just not as satisfying as a viewer to see this. I wanted that. You know, no spoilers. But I will say that there, just like in Talk to Me, it's actually worse than Talk to Me, I think. There are some scenes of, like, really just graphic, like, violence, and it's just kind of hard to watch. There's some body horror that's just like, I had to look away. I was like, I don't need to see that. It's gruesome. So I can't unequivocally recommend it, given that I feel like it didn't stick the landing. But if you like Talk to Me, you'll probably like Bring Her Back. As for games, I made some good progress in Dragon Age Veilguard. I have assembled the Veilguard now. I have all the characters, which now makes it more difficult because when I go on a mission, it's like, who do you pick? And now I have to pick from everybody, which is like, you know, a lot. And I have occasionally, like, cheated a bit. It's not really cheating, but just check a walkthrough to say, like, okay, on this mission, it's a good idea to bring this character because the enemies are going to be weak to that, you know, their powers, you know. Although if you do go on a mission and you find, oh, these enemies are weak to fire, but I brought Nev, who has ice powers, the next save point you find, you can swap out Nev for, like, somebody else, like, who has fire powers, and then you can do a better job of hurting the enemies. But the other thing that happened this past week in this game was I went on a reconnaissance mission to meet Morgan at a bar, and she introduced me to the Inquisitor from the previous game, Dragon Age Inquisition. Unfortunately, because I did not set my playthrough when I was creating the character for this game, there's a section where you can go in and like tell it, like, set up what you did in Inquisition so that this game will reflect what happened in Inquisition and the choices that you made. But I was like, that was 10 years ago. I don't remember. So I skipped that part. I said, I'm not going to notice if, like, this race is friends with this race or if this race is enemies with that race because of what happened in Inquisition. I don't know. I don't know if it really affects anything in this game. But I know that I wish I had done it, because then I could have told it that my Inquisitor was a human male. I think he was human. He was definitely male, but he was either human or elven. I think it was human, though. Because Morgan introduces me to the Inquisitor, and it's this, like, redhead female elf. And I'm like, what? Huh? No, that's not who my Inquisitor was. So that kind of pulled me out of it. And for that whole cutscene, I was barely paying attention because I was like, oh, I should have freaking done the thing. Because even though I don't remember it, I could have just answered the questions. I'm sure it's just like, you know, given the choice between this and that, which did you pick? And I can just say, well, I'll pick that, you know. But then I could have said, no, it was a guy. And then it would have been a little better. But alas. Still enjoying the game, though. It's just not taking place in the same universe as Inquisition did, because it's a parallel world now, because that's not my Inquisitor. Not that it matters. And then with Disney, Dreamlight Valley, as expected, I did finish the Star Path. So I was able to get all of the rewards and all the bonus rewards. And so I got the little teapot house, which I put out, but then, so I turned my house into the teapot house, but it's so tiny that I had to decorate around it with, like, the Wonderland flowers and stuff, just because I need to fill that space. Otherwise it would just look very empty. And then they also had a sale. Well, it wasn't on sale, it was full price, but in the store they had a White Rabbit outfit and a Tea Party monkey that you could buy. And I was like, you know what? Go ahead. Because just like with the Star Wars outfit and R2, I was like, I've always got like around 20,000 moonstones, which is great because I don't buy anything in the store really. So I kind of save it up, and then I have all these tens of thousands of moonstones. So I'm like, hey, I can spend, like, you know, 3,000 moonstones on an outfit or 3,000 on a companion that looks cute, and I'll use for a little bit and then forget about. You know, whatever, it's fine. That was, I love the monkey though. The monkey is so freaking cute. And then this week they brought back the Disney Parks Fest event, which I don't care about because you just collect buttons around and then you use the buttons to craft other buttons that you can then use to craft popcorn buckets. And I'm just like, who cares about freaking popcorn buckets? I don't. They look like the ones that you get at the park for like probably $30 with some popcorn in it, stale popcorn. So I don't care about this. I'm not bothering. It's not a big deal. Although they did the other day, they did send a message in game. You got a letter in your mailbox saying, you know, sorry, we realized that this one popcorn bucket would be a little difficult for people to craft given the time constraints. So here are the materials that you can use to craft it. And I'm like, okay, fine. If you're going to literally give me all these buttons, I will go and craft this popcorn bucket. I'll take the 3 seconds to craft a popcorn bucket. Not that I care about it. I will never use it. I will never display it. I will never carry it around with me. But there you go. Done. But I was able to like kind of ease back on Disney so I could focus more on Infinity Nikki. And I was able to finish the Serenity Island side quest. And I reached the top of the stone tree. And then there was this boss fight that I was actually not prepared for because I was about to go make dinner, but then I got to the top of the stone tree and then it ended up being not a cutscene, it ended up being a boss battle, and I was like, I was not prepared for this, but it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be once I figured out what I was supposed to do, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. So it was fine. And then I finished that, and then it was just a bunch of like running around and talking to people and sitting through extensively long cutscenes about people getting their memories back, all these PCs and whatever. And then, boom. It was time for the bathing festival, and everything was happy, and it was all over, and I was done. So that was the end of that. So now, I guess, the only thing left to do is check out the Sea of Stars, I guess, but no, there's a few side quests on Serenity Island that I'm going to do because I saw them pop up, so I was like, I'll go do those too. I like it, it's fun. You know, all the bubbles floating around, it's very cute. And I took the little, at one point you can go on a ride, you can ride a bubble and you ride it around, and it's very cute. And then also the other thing was that I got the Panda, I finished the Panda tasks, and so did everyone else, so it got 100% completion, which meant that we get a little panda outfit for Momo, which is the cutest fucking thing, and I cannot deal with how cute it is. So he's going to be in that panda outfit for like a while. But yeah, so that's it, and I know that everybody is excited because the Switch 2 is like about to come out. It's like almost here. But we're going to talk about that next episode. So I'll see you then. Bye!